You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
At dollarseed.com, all of our seeds are only $1 a pack. And we have online resources that teach you all about the rewarding hobby of growing your own plants, flowers, herbs, and vegetables. Imagine the joy you'll feel when your children actually help you harvest your first garden crop, or the pride of knowing you'll never need a florist again. Visit dollarseed.com and grow a little magic of your own for just $1. Dollarseed.com. What could be healthier?
Hey, what is going on? And welcome to another incredible episode of Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio. And I'm your host, Dini. We have another special guest for you guys, so you definitely want to stick around for that. And as a matter of fact, text your buddies, family members, or even share it on social media right now and let them know that we are about to dive deep into another interview. Before I bring my guest on, I do want to say that, sometimes you have to reflect upon past actions, things like that. So looking back on today, when you look back on today, what will you see? And how will you feel about it? Will there be anything to make memorable? Will there be anything that makes the day different than all of the rest? And more importantly, will you look back on today with fondness, or will you look back with regret? Will you be glad you invested your time the way you did, or will you wish in vain that you had done things differently? Well, that's up to you, because today is still in the making. Well, for some of us, it's about to be over in a few hours. But you have the opportunity to make it memorable, to make it a day that will add something of value to the rest of your life. So think about it, what could you do today that will have a positive influence on the rest of your life, or perhaps even beyond? Now is your opportunity to make most of today. And once today is over, there's no changing it. Yet while it's still here, today brings with it an entire world of possibilities. Right now is your only chance to choose and act upon the very best of those possibilities. So imagine looking back on today from some point in the future. Then go out and live this day so it will be one you'll be happy with and grateful to look back upon. Take that from me, Coach Denny. That is my word, and word is bond.
Have you struggled budgeting your finances? Don't worry, you're not alone. HumbledBudget.com, that's HumbledBudget.com, is the help and resource you've been searching for. HumbledBudget.com is a personal finance and educational website with a great variety of topics when it comes to budgeting, taxes, investing, and the popular topic of FIRE, financial independence, retire early. HumbledBudget.com has a goal, and that's to help you reach your financial dreams, no matter what your goals are when it comes to finances. It doesn't matter where you start, where you come from, or where you are right now. HumbledBudget.com can help. What are you waiting for? Take that first step to the financial life you've dreamed of and go to HumbledBudget.com. That's HumbledBudget. HumbledBudget.com.
Hello, hello. Again, welcome to the show. You're listening to VRL. That's Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio. And I'm your host, Deanie. Our interviews are designed to go beyond the music, news, books, art, acting, films, technology, education, entrepreneurship, entertainment, and sometimes even past that thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go behind the scenes and into the minds of these incredible human beings, you know, the ones who are out there giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. I want to welcome you guys to an exciting and inspiring interview with the talented indie musician Chris App. With blues-infused guitar solos and heartfelt lyrics, Chris has created a distinct indie rock sound that captivates listeners. His latest EP is called Brighter Skies, showcases genre-bending collaborations with remarkable vocalists, offering a unique blend of emotions and musical styles. So join us as we dive into Chris' music journey from early influences to his future aspirations as he continues to carve his path in the music industry. With that, let's welcome Chris App to the show. Hello, hello. Welcome.
Hey, thank you. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, before we get into the why and the how, let's discuss the who. So give us a brief look into your humble beginnings.
Yeah, of course. So really just going back to probably early high school. I used to play trumpet back in the day in band, and that's kind of my introduction to music, but kind of put that down for a while. And then I really started listening really deeply to Bruce Springsteen early high school, and then come late high school, there was a song in particular from John Mayer called I Don't Trust Myself, and the guitar lick in that one is just legendary to this day, and I remember that's, of all songs, compelled me to pick up the guitar. And within the first year, I already I just felt this urge to write songs, and the first one I actually wrote was a joke song. Wrote it during class and showed it to my friends, and I thought maybe I could do some funny songs, but eventually kind of wanted to do some more serious ones. And then just really practicing nonstop, all throughout senior year of high school and then into college too. Just really thinking deeply about music and just listening differently, and it's I guess it's been fun and negative in some ways. I guess negative in the sense that you can never listen to the song again. I guess it's a kind of a common cliche for musicians of, you never listen to a song the same way once you start playing, but it also unlocks its own beautiful aspects to it too, which far outweigh it in my opinion. And it's been a real fun journey. It's been about 10 years so far, on and off and throughout college, and just especially in the past year here, taking music a lot more seriously and being able to collaborate with a lot of different artists. I was fortunate enough to be able to collaborate a lot with just local musicians in college, did local spots with even some TAs and other students, but also just at some local venues, and carrying that forward now back in Northern Virginia. Just playing a lot of local spots, and then really focusing a lot on songwriting and production, especially this past year, being able to collaborate a lot, especially with this newest song, Living on the Coast, as well as the Brighter Skies EP. In total, just there, that's 4 different vocalists. So they've all been wonderful to work with, and it's just really cool seeing new perspectives and new talents, and also just different genres too. I just sincerely love almost all genres, and I've experimented with several different ones just in the past few months here. So I don't know exactly where I'll land, and maybe that's the point. Maybe I never do. In terms of my own voice, I'm still trying to find exactly what my niche is going to be. But it's been a wonderful adventure so far, and I'm just grateful for all the people and the friends and musicians along the way that have just been so supportive, and it's just been awesome so far.
Yeah, man. I could imagine that could be, very and a very exciting ride, but kind of also frustrating too, because it's like you're trying to find your place, your sound, and you've been genres, man. How do you classify that? And unfortunately, places like Spotify and all the big box industry, they want to put you in some type of lane. But as a creator, when you're doing so much and tying in, you're related to so many sounds. How do you find a place for that?
Yeah, I mean, great question. It's something I don't fully have the answer to, but it's something that I'm exploring with each new song. I mean, this most recent one that's not even out yet is going to be R&B, which is totally different than some of the country stuff on the newest EP. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't know exactly how to look in the eyes of Spotify per se. I know like a lot of musicians, especially independent ones like us, they have to do a lot to try and get on these Spotify editorial playlists. And there's a lot of tricks and tips, and it's kind of a mystery. No one really knows. And if they say they do, they really don't, or maybe they're well connected. It's always a mystery. But you know, I think what will speak for itself eventually is just the music and the fans, and there's just positive feedback that I can tangibly and you know, qualitatively and even quantitatively in some ways see just how the positive feedback has grown. And I think, and I just believe it feels almost somewhat, I don't know, it just doesn't feel 100% humble to say it, but it does feel inevitable. I feel like the feedback I've gotten has just been really, really wonderful. I'm grateful for it. But I also just believe in myself. I think I've been doing a better job of that more recently. I feel like a lot of times, looking back, I would take negative criticism pretty harshly, and you know, there's opportunities to grow from that. But at the same time, sometimes that can put yourself down. And I think just more and more of investing my own time, effort, and then just believing in myself more. And then again, cliche, but it's just that attitude and that mindset has already paid dividends just in the past year or two of really doubling down here. So I think just that mind shift change is, I think good things are going to come from it, and I'm nowhere near stopping working towards it. So hopefully just getting started, and I really do believe it.
Absolutely, man. And something we have in common. Growing up, I played the trumpet too in high school. I was a T-Dog, yeah. And I got to college, man, enrolled in college, and just like, all right, here's music theory. Okay, I know a little bit of that, but here's Jazz 1. Man, the skills, the daily, man, I couldn't do it. So I gave up trumpeting. Those moments. Jazz 1 was crazy.
Yeah, all the theory and everything.
Say that again?
Oh, just all the theory and the, you know, complicated, almost math, basically.
Yeah,
For a lot of
For sure. So, man, your EP, Brighter Skies, is a testament to your genre-bending approach. How did you manage to bring together different vocalists, or what was the strategy for that?
Yeah, a lot of them were actually demos I used to do myself. And I just, you know, kind of that same mindset of just being honest with myself. And I realized it wasn't really the vocal style for me. You know, I'm still proud of the songs, and I still wanted them to shine through, but I just realized I don't think this will be where my vocal style ends up going. But that being said, I still didn't want to just give up on the songs. So to do that, I actually went through, it's a site called Sound Better, and it's, they've almost described as like the freelancing thing for musicians, but it's particularly with like industry professionals, and you can really check people's credentials. It's all certified, and you know, nothing against Fiverr or Upwork, those are also good too, but Sound Better really is the specific place for musicians to work together and collaborate. I've even worked with a couple different drummers as well on the track. So, you know, through collaborating and working together, you know, there's some back and forth between, you know, say it was a drummer for one track and then a different vocalist that maybe don't even interact with each other. It's kind of interesting to be almost the producer in the sense that you have to have the vision for it. I later went to a mixing and mastering studio to also, you know, work through the details there. But yeah, big picture. For the vocalists, I just had to do a lot of careful listening to a lot of their samples. I went through basically the entire country and maybe even folk too, singer-songwriter, all the singers there. And there's a lot of very, very talented ones. But I did have a pretty specific vision I had for each of them. It's 4 songs, and there's 3 different vocalists, so one of them did 2 of the songs, including the title track, Brighter Skies. But yeah, just working through with them, and you know, just through the process, also able to just still retain full ownership under me. So that was one thing I wanted to be very clear about all of them. They were very happy to do that. They were within my budget, so just very pleasant to work with, very professional, and just the ability to just have full copyright, mastering, everything under the sun, ownership still be under me is something I was really, really defiant about. So not that it was a battle at all, but just I made that clear from the beginning, just so some other sound better professionals want a percentage, and that's totally fine. But just for clarity and full ownership going forward, I made sure that was totally me. So I'm really relieved about that and happy with it. And I've also worked with them and now actually established relationships with a couple of them that we're working together and just providing friendly feedback on other songs and different projects we're all working on. So not only is it just a great place to find very, very talented producers, drummers, vocalists, it's also just a really special networking place too. And I think there's already been a handful of connections that they're able to make just through Sound Better connections.
Nice. And man, that sounds like you are now a super producer, because you're right, that absolutely takes a vision to like put everything together and make it sound cohesive to the experience. So man, that's incredible, bro. Your love for blues-infused guitar solos shines through your music. Which guitarists have influenced your playing style?
Yeah, I mean, definitely John Mayer for sure. Especially this most recent one I did, called Lonely, hopefully coming out in a month or two, depending on the same Spotify editorial timeline issues. But yeah, that one is very heavily influenced by John Mayer's especially guitar style. Besides that, Tosh Sultana, let's see, Marcus King, the Black Keys, Eddie Hazel, who passed away way too soon, but yeah, great funk guitarist, psychedelic guitarist from 60s, 70s. Yeah, just really, really special. And then there's some Bruce Springsteen elements there, but that's almost more the country style guitar. But almost instrumentally, I really do, yeah, like anything blues, almost kind of dipping into psychedelic, some reggae, and just almost kind of, I love just dreamy guitar. And there's also just a lot of really great artists coming out of Australia right now. So I've been really getting into a lot of Australian music too, especially that kind of indie reggae, surf rock almost. But yeah, so just a lot of different influences, but probably overall most powerful one for me, John Mayer.
Nice. All right. We're going to play Living on the Coast featuring J Nova by Chris App, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. welcome back. Oh, wow, that was a wonderful song, Living on the Coast. Man, that's cruising music, right? Man. All right, let's go ahead and bring Chris back. Hey, welcome back. Awesome song.
Hey, thanks. Glad you like it.
Absolutely, man. So, as an indie artist, you've achieved some significant success, with over 500,000 streams on Spotify. What challenges have you faced in your journey, and how do you stay motivated to navigate this industry?
Yeah, I think, some of the main challenges, and we actually I think touched on a little earlier, but yeah, just a lot of the almost algorithmic Spotify stuff, social media. I really have never been a huge fan of social media, and I'm really struggling to force myself to stay disciplined. To your point, I've been able to navigate it pretty well so far, thankfully, but it's still something that it doesn't come naturally to me, and I've had to work a lot at. I actually made a point a couple years ago to delete all social media, so I'm kind of starting a lot of it from scratch in the past year and a half or so. So it's been wonderful that people have had good feedback to it so far. But yeah, that's some of the navigation issues that are always changing. There's so many landscapes. There's so many new platforms to go on. It feels like there's always something popular that it's easy to feel like you're missing out on, but ultimately there's some other ones that are, important to stay consistent on, and they're, only one person, so you got to pick your battles and only choose a couple platforms to really dedicate to. So yeah, I think that's one of my biggest challenges now, and I mean, just so grateful to do this interview too. Just on the social media front of just trying to get my music out there. It can be, classic. It can be one of the best songs ever, but if no one knows it exists, then I can't share that music with the world. And, that's, ultimately a lot of music is, there's a large part of it that I'm doing for myself. And even if no one heard it, it would still be meaningful to me. But ideally, I just love sharing that music with people and to bring people that joy and happiness and just evoke those emotions and share my emotions, but also learn from other people's emotions. I mean, that's what it's all about. And I acknowledge, and even though begrudgingly at times, I do acknowledge the power of social media and just getting the music out there. And I understand that's part of the game. So, it's something I'm still navigating, but I'm working for it.
And where can our listeners connect with you online?
Yeah, it's Chris App Music on Instagram. Also, just Chris App on Spotify. There's also Chris App Music on TikTok. And then, and then I also have my website too, chrisappmusic.com. Hopefully people can sign up for the newsletter. It should pop right up. That way you don't miss out on any new songs. Hopefully some new upcoming live shows too. Especially probably the one I'm most active on is Instagram, at Chris App Music. That's probably the best place to find me.
All right. And listeners, just in case you need those links, we will have them in the description of this episode and in the show notes. So all you guys have to do is just click those links. Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was a complete honor.
Thank you. Likewise, and hopefully be talking soon. And thanks again for this opportunity. Really, really do appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Take care.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Rotella Resale, your premier collectibles, toys, and novelty retailer. Find the best and hard-to-find die-cast vehicles and action figures. Some of the most popular vinyl LPs, Zippo lighters, and comics. Support the best artists with our rock t-shirts and posters. You will find so much more at rotellaresale.com with free shipping on U.S. orders. Use promo code RADIO for 10% off your order. Visit rotellaresale.com. That is ROTELLARESALE.com.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio Live. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/only1media group, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, the app Podcast Addict, or over at our website, which again is onlyonemediagroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you like to request some music or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That is V as in Victor. And here's my disclaimer: we are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, scratch all of that, because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Just kidding. On behalf of myself, Denny, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, at all social media sites, as well as Spreaker, YouTube. We always follow back. Okay, well, just remember to put yourself into everything that you do and never stop investing in yourself. Peace, love, grilled cheese, and talk with you later.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.